Hello, and welcome to the Unsung Athlete podcast, where we give a voice to you, the unsung athlete. I'm your host, Shannon Rose, and I'm here with the incredible Amanda York, fighter, athletic and health coach, wife, dog mama, and of course, my fellow martial artist, badass, powerful woman, and unsung athlete. Since I've known Amanda, I've watched her do a 180 career pivot from retail management to athletic and health coach to expounding on her passion for martial arts, which we'll hear about in just a little bit. And not only has she been helping others to reclaim their health and strength, she has also applied all of these same expectations and goals to her own life. Amanda, you truly walk the walk for yourself and others each and every day. And I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you, Shannon. That was very sweet.
So we've known each other for some time. But I have some questions for you that I've never asked you. So I'm really excited to hear your answers. And you may know this about me, but I like to start everything with love. So tell me, what do you love and what are you most grateful for today?
Well, I love my boyfriend, basically my husband, as you said. I'm not technically a wife, but I have been with Scott for a little over ten years, and he's my rock. Um, wouldn't be able to do everything that I'm doing now without him. So truly thankful for everything he does for me. I also just love to be healthy and active and mobile and like embrace life. So not grinding out a boring 9 to 5 job, actually like feeling like I have purpose. So I feel I found my purpose now. So
Yay!
yeah.
Snaps to that. Um, I know you have been everything from bodybuilder to most recently an athlete, a coach, and have also trained in martial arts for quite some time now. But today, in this moment, do you consider yourself an athlete and why?
I do. I mean, I've always had a sports or some kind of like exercise in my life. When I was younger in school, I went to a private school and they didn't have sports for girls. There was nothing offered. So I could be a cheerleader or I could not participate in sports. So I chose to be a cheerleader in my very, very young years. But when I transitioned to public school, I was introduced to athletics and things that girls could do. And makes me sound old, but it was just the small school I went to. So I started discovering sports, started playing tennis, and realized that, hey, I'm good at some stuff. So basically, like my athletic career kind of started off with tennis and blossomed from there.
So, I know that you consider yourself an athlete today, and you have this athletic regime and mentality about you. But tell me your origin story. When did you first consider yourself an athlete?
Yeah, like I said, started with tennis as a child. So I don't look like a tennis girl, nor do I play tennis at all anymore. Might take up pickleball because it's kind of fun and it's idiot proof. But started playing tennis as a child. My grandmother lived in Florida. She kind of got me into it. Realized that I was pretty good at it. Um, was on varsity at Edina as an eighth grader.
Ooh.
Basically, I spent 6 months out of the year in Florida playing tennis. So I would miss some school, but I would have tutors at
Yeah.
like the academy. Essentially, is what it was. Nick Bolletary Academy, and I would play tennis with a lot of well-known people at the time. And I was good at it. I was strong. I'm a
Do you
bit.
think that's what made you
It
really
is. We're large and in charge. We're big girls. We have a lot of strength, and I excelled. My serve was crazy fast, and so I would excel at it. So played varsity Dyna tennis. Realized that I could do things. I could be athletic. It wasn't. Could I dance? No, but I could hit a ball. I could throw a ball. I have some natural athletic ability, and that's when I realized that like hey, I can do stuff. Like it doesn't have to be just guys doing it. Like
Right.
the girls can do it too. So yeah, so tennis was the start of it.
Yeah.
And then, there were other sports in high school, obviously, that I dabbled into. I played a little bit of basketball, but wasn't my thing. But I was pretty good at throwing things that were heavy. So shot put,
Yeah.
discus, which then transitioned into lifting weights. I hung out with the boys on the track team throwing heavy things, and they're like, "Well, you need to lift heavy things to get better at throwing these heavy things." So got introduced to the weight room at the high school, and whew, that was fun. So that's kind of where the lifting started,
Yeah.
the heavy lifting, and I realized that, oh, this takes really no coordination. I just have to lift something up and set it down. Like, I don't have to learn technically a skill, but like, this is making me stronger.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got into the weightlifting. From there, trainers at the gym were like, "You have a natural physique for this. You should do some shows." And I had no idea what that was, and I was terrified, but I was like, "Okay."
How old were you?
I mean, there was some running involved before this as
Yeah.
well, but like um early 20s.
Okay.
So didn't quite step on a stage though till quite later because it was terrifying, but did a lot of lifting, a lot of training with trainers, building up that culture within Lifetime. Like, I had a lot of friends that were trainers. I lived at the gym.
Yeah.
So, but I also did a lot of running. So I was a marathon runner at the same time. So it was a goal. Well, again, required no coordination. I can move forward. I can move my body forward. Just like I can pick up something heavy and set it down. Like, this isn't a sport where I had to learn the rules.
Yeah.
I just had to run, and I could run straight. And then when I didn't want to run anymore, I would turn around and run back.
But even though there wasn't coordination, I mean, you had to coordinate this. I mean, running, weightlifting, those are all sports where you have high volumes of that internal dialogue
Yeah. Yeah.
and that mentality and that ability to like shut off your pain receptors and just go.
Deep
Like,
thoughts. Deep thoughts and running and weightlifting. Deep thoughts.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But tell me a little bit about that mindset that you had then that allowed you to do distance running, to lift heavy things. Because even though you say it's not that much coordination, I know how much it hurts to lift big things and like how uncomfortable that is, but then how great it feels afterwards. So how do you do it?
I mean, goals. I like goals.
Set goals.
Like, I do better with goals. If I'm just aimlessly wandering around the gym, I mean, I might get a good workout in, but like, I want a specific goal in mind, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna like set that goal, and then I give myself a time frame, and I give myself expectations, and then I put a schedule into it. A little OCD here, but
Yes.
like, I stick to it. I'm very disciplined in that. So if I want something, I'll figure out a way to do it. It might take me longer than some people,
Yeah.
but I'll figure out a way to do it.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, every time you've put a pin out there, I have seen you achieve it. So you have a method for it. For people who don't normally set, these physical goals for themselves, like, what do you do? Do you just put it in your phone? Do you like have a planner? Do you just like have a big word? Like,
I don't have a big word. I just always tell myself, like, how bad do you want it?
oh, yeah,
Like, how bad do you want it?
every day.
Like, every day. Like, if I feel like, oh, today I'm tired, I don't feel like doing it. No, like, how bad do you want it? And I've talked with you about this before, the non-negotiables. Like, it's a non-negotiable that I have to get some form of exercise. Like, whether I'm tired or even sick. Like, there's
Yeah.
still things, I mean, I get if you're sick, but like, there's still things you can do to be physically active. And like, it's just like non-negotiable. Like, I have to brush my teeth every day, right?
Yes.
That's a not I get up, I do that. So it's the same with exercise and a goal that I'm working on. Like, it's just part of the day. It's
Part of the
non-negotiable.
day.
It's a non-negotiable.
But that's like what makes you different than a lot of other people who are like, well, if I'm just not feeling it today, I'm just not going to go. You just do it anyways. Like I told you, I couldn't make it to the gym yesterday and I couldn't make it to the gym today, but that doesn't mean I'm not doing something.
You're still doing something. I
Oh,
guarantee you are.
I do. I like century workouts. So it's like pick 100 things,
Yeah.
pick 100 reps, pick 3 things,
Yep.
pick 5 exercises, do them 100 times. You're done in like 15
Yep.
minutes. Done that. I did something.
You did something. You're never not doing something.
I'm never not doing
You're never not
But
doing
same,
something.
same,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Um, so that kind of tells me a little bit about how you keep going every single day. And as you think about what drives you to keep going now, like we all have these comeback stories, times when maybe we were pulled away from being an athlete, maybe we had an injury that took us out, for more than a few weeks, but that really rocked us. Uh, However, I mean, you're here today in, I would say, peak condition. You're looking great.
Thank you.
And your performance is awesome. Tell me about your comeback story. Was a time when you fell away and came back?
In like 2015, I ended up having to get meniscus surgery. So
For those who don't know anatomy, where is that on the body?
it's my knee. Uh, Lots and lots of running. It just created a lot of tension on my knee, to the point where I could still do my runs, but then my knee would swell up. I give it a day, and I'm like, oh, it's great again. I do it again, and it was just like a reoccurring cycle. So eventually, I decided to go in and get it checked out. I'm stubborn. Like I can work through a lot of pain, but like eventually, it just became a nuisance. So I'm like, probably now it's time. Yeah, I tore my meniscus, and at the time they were still doing meniscus surgeries. They're not really doing that anymore, unless you're a young teenager. But decided to go get that done. It was just a quick surgery, but with 3 incisions. Was on my feet the next day, but I couldn't run.
Yeah.
Put me out for a while. Couldn't do my squats, couldn't do a lot of things. But I still did stuff. So, I mean, I found ways to come around it, but at that time I ended up putting back on a little bit of weight. I wasn't able to do all the cardio I was used to doing. I mean, I was definitely lifting heavy upper body, which is probably why my upper body looks the way it does. Because I focus
She's got giant arm muscles that are popping, and her back is, yes,
So yeah,
one to be
I
sought
prefer
after.
arm day to leg day. I'm weird like that. But I wasn't able to do. It was the extra cardio that my body was used to. So I did. I packed on a little bit of weight, but then I was able to get it back off again
Yeah.
eventually. But you kind of sometimes yo-yo.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
So how did you, like, once you were healed, what did you do to get back into it? Or did you just never stop?
I never really stopped. I
Yeah.
mean, I was still. I had to make modifications, and we make modifications every day in training because something hurts.
Something hard.
Something
My foot
hurts.
hurts right now, so
There's but there's a difference between like sore
yeah.
and pain.
Yeah.
So like me being sore from knee surgery, like I was sore. I had to build up those muscles. It wasn't necessarily pain where I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't walk.
Yeah.
Pain. Like I can still do stuff. I'm just gonna have to modify and make things
Yeah.
a little bit lighter pace, and like you gradually, but I push myself.
Yeah.
Because I wanted it. You see it a lot with elderly that get hip surgeries or knee replacements, and they don't want to do their physical therapy. They don't want to. It's too much. It's too much, and they give up, and then they're basically
On their
like
way
they're
to the
they're
grave.
stuck. They're stuck in a chair because it was just too hard. It hurts. Okay, does it hurt or is it sore?
Yeah.
Again, there's a difference. Like you gotta like how bad do you want it?
Bad do you want it?
How bad do you want it?
But what I love about that is it's never an all or nothing. I mean, you do sometimes have that in you, like, how bad do I want it?
Yeah.
And, however, when you take that and you apply it to just everyday life, you're never saying, well, either I can go 100% or I'm not going to go at all.
No.
You're never saying that. You're
No.
just always saying, okay, well, if I can't use my left leg, I've got a right leg and
Yep.
2 arms.
Yep.
I've got, my abs are still working.
Yep. I mean, I think of, not only like how bad do I want it, but like somebody else out there is putting in more work than me. Like, absolutely not. Like
That's
that is
the
not
athlete
that
in
is
you.
that is not going to happen. Like, if I don't do this today, that competitor is probably doing something, and crap, I better catch up. Like, I know you should take rest days, and I do take active rest days, but like in my mind, I'm like that next fight, she's out there, she's probably running right now, and I'm gonna no, absolutely not. I better get out there and run too. Like I gotta keep up.
So you're giving me a natural segue because I did want to touch on this. Do you mind if I mention your roundabout age?
Oh yeah, sure.
You're in your mid 40s,
Yep.
as am I. You've got me beat by just a year or so,
Yeah.
but you recently won a championship belt in
Yes.
Muay Thai.
Yes.
And the beauty of your competition was that you were amongst age peers
Yeah, which was kind of cool.
and women. Like,
Yeah.
so this whole thing that it was really, I want you to tell that story. Not only why did you decide to get back into the ring and fight? I hate to say it, but at your age,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's the reality, and
Yeah.
it's wonderful and scary at the same time. And how do you think you prepared differently to get the belt this time?
Well, I mean, I see my teammates fighting and I help my teammates and I train them. And, I thought that's going to be my role now. I'm going to be the human punching bag and I'm going to help my team get ready for fights. And, I'll help in their corner. I'll do whatever you need to do today. I'll do it. Like, you need to throw some leg kicks at me. I'll take it. Like, what do you need? But, like, throughout the process of working with fighters and training them for their fights to get ready for it, I kind of got the itch again. Like, I'm like, oh man, like I go to these fights and I'm in the corner and I'm like, you know what? I can still do this.
Right.
Like, come on. Like, I got this. Like, so I had taken, it was what, like a year, almost a year and a half with not fighting. I had some health issues that I was dealing with from trying to cut weight for a fight. But I got everything back in check and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it another go. Why not?
I know.
The difference this time around, I feel more prepared. I was also doing more than I did before. So I had added in yoga, something new I started doing. I had added in extra cardio on top of the extra cardio. So I mean, I feel like I was just way 100% more in shape. I've never felt this in shape, like
In this way.
in this way.
Would you say, like, not just from an aesthetic point of
No,
view, but like internally and
yeah,
performance
like
wise?
my cardio is crazy right now. My resting heart rate's like 51. That's
And you
crazy.
did that by just doing more.
Yeah. Like
How do you get better at something? You do it more.
you do more. Like I don't know. I don't know. I mean, yes, you have to rest, but I mean, I just maybe I have more time right now. It's just it's I was investing more in myself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, before I think it was the stress of the job I had, longer hours. Right now, I'm in a position where I kind of get to pick my hours.
Yeah.
I basically live in a gym because I work in one. I bop between all three of them. So I'm always surrounded by gym.
Yeah.
If I'm bored, okay, there's a dumbbell over there. Like, oh, there's a yoga mat over there. There's a heavy bag right there. So I always,
Yeah.
just kept going. And I've just never been in this like cardio. I just feel healthier than I ever.
Yay.
I'm
You look
older.
so healthy.
I'm older, but I'm healthier.
Yeah.
I feel healthier. So
I also watched you train with a variety of people.
yeah,
So, meaning at the different locations, three different locations of the gym, different coaches, different training partners, even some that like fight professionally.
yeah,
And you just kept coming back going, well, that sucked, or that was hard, or that was easier than I thought it would be, or I learned this cool new move. And I'm watching you just, excel on this path. And you started just one by one, just introducing like yoga. You're like, I'm just going to do yoga every morning. I'm going to work on my handstand every morning. I'm going to
yeah,
do one more bag round. I'm going to do a little more bike.
yeah,
And every day after I would talk with you, you'd just be doing a little more and a little more. And I know, like you say, yes, you've got more time, but for everybody else who's an everyday athlete, I think that's the deal is if you want progress, you do have to figure out how do I do just a little bit more?
yeah. Like, what's another round? 3 minutes?
Right.
You get like a 1 hour workout is 4% of your day. Like
Right.
that's it. Only 4%. What are you doing the rest of the day?
A walk in the morning, a 15-minute walk in
Yeah.
the morning, 15-minute walk at night, maybe go out, play with your kids. Like those are all activity. Garden.
Yeah. You're 100 squats. How long does that take you? Like, there's a lot of people that can't even do 100 squats. Like, how long does it really take you? It doesn't, it's
With
not,
these legs, Amanda,
Yeah.
with these.
it doesn't take that long just to put in a little bit of, little
Yeah.
sprinkle of extra, is what I
Right.
call it. So,
So I think your non-negotiable mindset, I think those are just like amazing, amazing takeaways just for the everyday athlete.
but what you were getting also, you touched on, was that everyone in my bracket this year for fighting, the
Yes.
women were in their 40s, which was really interesting.
It gave me a lot of FOMO. I just want you to know.
Yeah. So typically in the past, when I've done these tournaments, the age range starts at 18
Yeah.
and goes up to 50 for the open brackets.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have fought a 19-year-old, I have fought 20-year-olds, but then this specific bracket was all women that were in their 40s,
Beautiful.
which was like
Beautiful.
crazy to me. Like, I was like, this is, nobody signed up for the senior division, which is technically an option to do, but like, why fight in the senior division if we're gonna put ourselves in the pool with all the 18-year-olds?
Yes.
Why not? So I mean, I was even the oldest out of all the women in the bracket.
Yeah, you
in their
were.
40s. So but we all, went in with the same experience level, the same fight records. So I just happened to come out on top this time. So
Incredible.
it was fun. It's fun to win.
Yeah.
It's fun to win. Yeah.
I saw your face
Yeah.
with that belt.
It's mine. It's mine. Don't take it.
So I know, like in my own journey, I can really pinpoint, one or two people that were pivotal in me coming into my own strength. But if there was one person that really kind of helped you go from just being like you said, a girl who doesn't have a lot of options for sports, and instead of just choosing to be a cheerleader, which can be, very athletic, but instead of choosing just this one path, was there anyone in your past who just, ignited you and helped flip that athletic switch in your brain? And if so, like, who would you give a shout out to for that? Thank them.
Well, I mean, there's probably a lot of people along the way. I'm horrible with names, so I like,
You can just describe someone.
just, but thinking more recently, like when I started my martial arts journey, this was just for fun.
Yeah.
This was not like I'm going to become a fighter. I had been boxing for years as a part of exercise, and one of the boxing instructors at that gym says, you should try Muay Thai. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Like, what's that? She's like, oh, you get to like kick and punch and elbow and knee. I was like, oh, great. Yeah, let's
Let's do that.
let's do that. That's fun. So, she started, I worked and I trained her with, weightlifting things. And then she would teach me how to kick. And I was like, all right, this is fun. And I found myself coming to the academy. So where I met Coach Gus Kresge, and Anthony Rose here at Eden Prairie as well. But like, started teaching me the basics and learning. And I never thought I would fight. Never thought. And I don't know what made me think I should, but I just all of a sudden I did. And Gus has been a huge part of that.
Yeah.
So just with all of his self-help and motivational talking, and we know he likes to talk
We
a
love
lot.
his stories.
Love his stories. But like, he made me believe that I could do it. Did I come out on top at first? Absolutely not. I lost my first 3 fights, but I've been doing much better since.
Yeah.
But I never thought
You would fight.
I would fight. Absolutely not. But like, somehow
You did.
I did. And I kind of attribute that to him. And I've never, I guess, I've been an athlete. That you made me think about the word athlete, and what it actually stands for. I was an athlete probably when I played varsity tennis, and I did, varsity track, and I was a marathon runner, but I've never felt more of an athlete until I've actually started like fighting, which is kind of crazy. But like, now I feel very powerful. It's a very powerful sport. To be able to know that, you can defend yourself and that you have the strength and capability to do those things. I never thought it's not like I enjoy inflicting physical pain on people.
Oh, okay, Amanda.
But like, sometimes you can train your whole life and never fight, but like you're capable
Yeah.
of protecting your family and protecting yourself. And it's just it's crazy. But now I feel like that makes me feel like an athlete.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a professional to
No,
be an athlete. You just have to be proficient at a skill.
that's right. That's
And
exactly it.
that's exactly what it is.
That's what being an athlete is.
I mean, you could be proficient in any form of exercise
That's right.
to be considered an athlete. It doesn't have to be a sport,
Right?
right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's the literal definition.
like, yeah, okay, well, good. I'm glad I got something right there. But like that's why you got your CrossFit athletes, and they're the best at working out.
Yeah.
Let's give them a medal.
You're right.
Let's give them one. Yeah. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're proficient at it. So that makes them an athlete. Doesn't have to be a competitive sport to be
Right.
considered an athlete.
That's why,
You can be competitive with yourself.
yes. But that, I mean, you embody the, unsung athlete because you show up every day. And yes, you did win a belt, but you have been working at your craft for many years without a formal reward.
No.
So,
You don't always need that participation medal.
no,
You don't. But,
it's kind of nice.
it's nice.
To put
Not
a
gonna
belt
lie.
on
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you run that marathon and you get that free T-shirt. Heck yeah,
I'll take it.
I'll take. Hey, I just ran 26.2 miles and all I got was this T-shirt. But you know what? That's okay because it was for me.
It was for you.
It's for me.
All right. I've got one last question and then your final question. So, what do you want your legacy story to be? So, when people think of Amanda, the unsung athlete, what do you want them to think and say?
Well, when I enter my gym or any of the gyms I train at, like I want people to look at me and be like, she's not only an athlete and good at her craft, but she's also giving back.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to give back. I want to be able to continue to not only excel in what I'm doing, but I also want to help others excel. I take a lot of pride in
Yeah.
teaching people things. Maybe I'm not the best teacher yet, but like, teaching somebody like a new way to check a kick or a new way to like work their shoulder muscles. Like I take a lot of pride in that and then seeing their results. I'd want people to think that, not only is she here to work out herself, but she's also willing to help me.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to be afraid of her and ask her questions because she's just automatically gonna help me. And that's what,
Yeah.
I want to be able to give back.
Yeah.
That's how I would like the legacy, like that, give and take. So
Well, I know you've helped me even recently when I had like 3 jobs and kids and all these things and I was like, Amanda, I just can't make it into the gym anymore. Which I never thought I would say. None of the class times are working. And you're like, have you tried just talking to the coaches and having a conversation and saying like, can I come in an off time? Can I put in the work, and make sure I'm getting my hours that way? Because, especially when you're ranking,
Yep.
hours count.
Yep.
So how do you do that? She's like, have you tried just having a conversation and asking? I was like, oh gosh. But you helped me because that allowed me 2 months of bridge time where I could still go in, show I'm putting in the work, not lose any progress. Maybe I wasn't gaining a ton, but I wasn't losing any. And I just want to say, like, you help me every day.
Well, I try. Yeah. I mean, there's always an option. Sometimes you just need to have somebody show it to you. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's why I mean the no excuses, the non-negotiable. There is a way. I get
I
it.
guarantee it.
You are a super busy lady and you have so many ambitious things that you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's only 4% of your day. So
There's an hour.
There's an hour somewhere in that day
Somewhere.
that we'll find for you,
Yeah.
Shannon, that you can hit that heavy bag.
100,000%.
So yeah.
Even if it's by myself in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
So
There's time. You
thank
just have to figure out
Yeah.
how to see it sometimes.
yes.
So yeah.
All right. Well, final question. 30 seconds to answer it. What is one thing you want to say to inspire the world?
inspire the world. I mean, it's going to sound silly, but just keep grinding every day. Just keep going. What motivates you to go? Like the people around you, your family, what you love, they should be motivating you to keep going and grinding every day.
Yes. I know there's a
Yeah.
stigma against grinding right now.
Yeah.
Like embrace the stillness, but it's different. You can have balance, but I 100% agree with you on grinding.
Yeah, just grind.
That's how you make things happen.
Yeah.
You grind.
It's not going to just do itself.
Yeah.
And, you know, like there's people that surround you that you love and you want to be there for them and you want to make the best for them. And
Right.
you got to, doing nothing isn't going to get you there. You got to put in a little effort. So yeah, just keep grind. The grind doesn't have to be hard.
No.
But just keep going forward. Just keep moving
stop.
forward. Don't stand still. Keep moving forward.
Well, thank you for being here and showing us all the true heart of an unsung athlete.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you for joining us on the Unsung Athlete podcast, where we give a voice to you, the unsung athlete. I'm your host, Shannon Rose. Keep grinding without excuse.